It's locked. It's locked, all right. Good evening.
I'm okay.
I have to go now.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Is there anything...
I'm all right.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll...
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher.
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean.
No. Nobody can
Why were you locked in that sewer?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Why did you run?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital, but I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was...
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals...
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
As a soldier, you're expected to kill the enemy to survive. Guilt is a powerful emotion and could lead to feelings of suffocation and oppression.
My God, you're so wrong. Believe me, I would kill him.
Do you want to talk about...
No.
An irrational...
Well, Doctor...
As a...
My God. Newton, don't be sorry. We'll meet again soon, and we will be serene and beautiful.
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were
You are always welcome at the
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight?
War was... Well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we were in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever...
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
You and Oswald were buried alive during...
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. Surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see? Since then, Oswald's not keen on...
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher?
I love him. I love...
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that.
Maybe a time will come when you'll not have to hide who you are. But for now, I can only advise caution.
I know, Dr. Reed. Oswald wouldn't survive behind bars. Wouldn't live long if...
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
No thanks, sir. Unless...
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of you.
closed. Crush the leech! Pay for this! I'll send you back to the bloody grave!
I'll step back, sir.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
boy!
It's a leech! Kill it!
Check every roof! Every door!
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashton. Where's blackmail? First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Stop it! The wet boots will be proud of me.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live.
You don't have anywhere to go? No
Not since the death of my wife. Out.
You mean you used to have a
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my...
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any...
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
I will see you. Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital?
Funny, I've been searching for her too. And this
Really? And
word is she ain't real. It's just a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't...
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that... I'm...
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible... Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The fate...
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my study?
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in...
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the local?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should...
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon...
You look ill, Miss Swanborough. I wonder if your concoction...
I'm perfectly fine, thanks to my miraculous elixir. You, on the other hand, look pale and tired, Doctor.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about...
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort...
I'd like to see what...
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
Someday you'll understand.
Good evening.
I'm afraid not.
You don't seem well.
Oh,
I will see you. A gun out.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
I cannot enter.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. No.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to. I must insist, sir. Please let...
I have no time for you.
Nobody at home. It's locked. I cannot enter.
Better go home, sir. It ain't you! Get it! Ah! Christ! He's dead! He's gone! Fuck, he's fast!
It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
afraid. Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a...
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis.
How is business?
Business? I had no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared...
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in...
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the
What
ordinary?
you mean besides the epidemic? Nope.
Violence is increasing.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out
Where did this happen?
in the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics.
Do you need help, sir? Do you need help?
I only need you to purchase something from...
Have you heard of a
Nurse Crane. So the bitch really is a nurse, then? I always thought she was just...
Yes, she's a nurse. And quite a good one.
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea...
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet...
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of...
What you mean besides the...
Right then.
I should never have taken that business.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like...
Your father is worried about you.
So my father actually worries about me, then? Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So,
I'm not bothered.
do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day.
Speaking of which...
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you...
Why should I?
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry?
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just...
I don't go outside.
So that's why you stay at home all day?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, young man.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
It's locked.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So,
I'm not.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he...
Can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped.
Why is that? Do you...
Yes.
Goodbye, young man. Take care.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Don't be shy, handsome.
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like...
All right then, but be quick. Though I...
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should...
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you.
Do you need any assistance?
It depends on the price of you.
I will... Tell me about you.
Are you joking with me?
I have no interest in your work.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I'm sure you could have found another job.
And when exactly was the last time you looked for a job?
Christina, have you been...
I don't...
Considering your...
If it is going to happen, it will happen.
You...
And you think...
Goodbye.
I should never have taken up my father's business.
I cannot enter.
bloody leeches every night. Aye, but the guards recruit more and more every year. When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. But the guards recruit more and more every year.
He's mine! I'll take it!
It's locked, all right. It's locked. Good evening, Christina.
Change your...
Goodbye, men. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and I know you understand what I'm saying. You don't seem to need my medical attention for now. I know you... Very well.
Not protect you, for there is no protection against malevolence and trickery. You are blinded by your false faith.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about...
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A scientist? You are my...
Don't you fear
I've been touched by God's grace.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you...
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth. But you are seeking answers, aren't you?
I am. What do you mean when you...
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain...
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know?
But you are seeking answers, aren't you?
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes.
As a doctor, you must be aware...
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart.
Really?
We must fight the disease before this legion...
What is left, then?
Cleansing.
Tell me, Tobias.
God will recognize his up.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rash...
You're mad. And dangerous. You're nothing but a soul...
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift...
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he...
What do you mean when you...
Also...
Quite a...
But you...
Well, what do you mean?
The beast...
I have heard enough.